Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. Another episode of Scriptures and Wallstreet. We got a jam-packed episode today just to have a discussion on this whole BRICS situation. Now, before I get started into the discussion, wanted to say my disclosure here. Disclaimer is that I am a financial advisor. I am securities licensed. However, this content today in this episode and all future episodes is for educational purposes only. If you need any investment advice, please reach out to us, 813-448-3446, to schedule an appointment or seek help from a licensed investment advisor. Okay, guys, with that being said, we have BRICS. BRICS is becoming more and more popular, even though it's been around for probably since I started in the industry close to 20 years ago. I remember when I was a stockbroker and the ETF came out with Brazil, Russia, India, and China. What's interesting, though, is I feel like America has funded this movement with the BRICS. And now it's coming to fruition 20 years later that there's a whole new movement going on, guys, that you probably don't even know. So today we're going to talk about the BRICS, what their plan is, why is BRICS starting to get popular now, what's their aim, and you're probably not going to like what you're going to find out after this discussion, but I will promise you that you may or possibly will have a burning fire to do something about it. So we're not here to fearmonger. We're simply just here to tell you some of the facts, some of the things that are going on. And that way you can understand what you want to do with your investments, with your retirement, and what is placed on your heart. So we have Brazil, Russia, India, and China as traded as an ETF. But if you dive deep into the service or the actual investment, there is an underlining question there. One of the biggest ETFs iShares owns, which is owned by BlackRock, of course. So BlackRock is involved with one of the biggest ETFs with the BRICS. So Brazil, Russia, India, and China, now South Africa, those are the original BRIC countries. And basically, in a nutshell, before I get into like the deeper dive into this, we are seeing obviously China and Russia wanting to create their own dollar to have commerce. We have Kenya wanting to leave the US dollar and create their shinglings or convert their US dollars into shinlings, Kenya shinlings. Right now, the price of shinlings is about 133.67. So there, if you pull up the chart here, there hasn't been any differences there. So I don't know if that was more of a media jump or media press, but the shilling hasn't really risen, or there hasn't been a knee-jerk reaction as you would think. But we'll keep an eye on it. So we're having countries that are forming alliance. And so what's really, really scary is we have this president, whatever you want to call him. I call him stupid face. They literally want to destroy America. And the rest of the world, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and the BRICS, it doesn't stop there, guys. Like there is 150 countries right now that want to be a part of the BRICS, and they're calling it the BRICS Plus. So what this whole thing is about is that they are completely tired of being bullied by the U.S. And they hate it because we keep on printing money. Our dollar is going to devalue. And now you have literally 80% of humanity wanting to join the BRICS. And it gets worse. It actually gets worse than that. And so, like I said, I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm not here to cause fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I'm just telling you what I know and what my experience is, and give you my biblical opinion and give you my opinion. So there is something called the Belt Road Incentive. And this Belt Road Incentive is going to literally connect pretty much all the countries in the world. That's what the plan is. And so with this Belt Road Incentive program, you have bridges, you have roads, you have tunnels, you have waterways, kind of like the Panama Canal on steroids. You have a way for them to commerce with each other. And we are talking about Russia, China, Algeria. I wrote a list down. Even Nicaragua, Argentina. What's scary is Egypt's going to be there. Iran, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, and Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Guys, this is the ramifications of having a communistic leader, a China Joe Biden, purposely destroying our country. Like Trump said it the other day, you could have 5 of the worst presidents in U.S. history, and they would not equivocate to what Joe Biden has done. Now, America, we are strong, but we need to get on our knees and do Leviticus, and we need to seek God's face because he will heal our land. America is hurting bad, and all of the world wants to go against us. They look at us as weak. They associate weakness with a weak dollar. So we're giving them our dollars, and they're giving us actual real commodities with real value, the oil, gold. They're giving us silver. They're giving us all these commodities from other countries that actually have intrinsic value more than a dollar. And as all these countries, conform this BRIC nation, this BRIC New World Order, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, you're going to see the little guy, call it, because we're the big guy. You're going to see the little guy internationally try to fight us. So they have a plan to take out the U.S. China knows that they can't do it by themselves, so how they beat us is the financial way. And so what this really is going to do is China is running this whole operation with the Belt Road Incentive. And if you can pull up the map here, guys, if you look at this map, you have Moscow, you have Pakistan, you have Russia, you have China, like beltways and roads and just multiple ways to do commerce and have a logistical supply chain where they can unlimitedly, without any type of restrictions, they have their form of capitalism in their way. While we're becoming more communist, they're becoming more capitalist. And they're building bridges, they're building tunnels as we speak. And more importantly, guess who's heading all this up? It's China. It's China. And if you look at what's called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, this is an organization that is funding all of the Belt Road Incentive. And it's, again, Chinese ordained, Chinese administered, Chinese operated. So, oh man, and the other part about this is the Shanghai Corporation or Cooperation Organization is, I'm gonna call them the SCO. The SCO is basically militant. It's a militant organization. It's the military. And think about that. Not only are they going to force this beltway in all these countries that want to sign up, but you're going to cooperate because they're armed. You're going to have martial law. You're going to have a legit communistic stamp on all these countries. And what Klaus Schwab said, he really admires the way China is running their country. Guys, it's time to be Americans, man. It is time to be Americans. We need to pray this idiot president out. We need to stand up for our country. We are hurting bad. I will never give up on America. We need to stand our ground. We need to bring capitalism back to America. We need to vote locally as well as in executive office. And we need to make a change. I mean, this is really affecting Americans. Like, it's all happening little by little by little by little by little by little. They're not just knee-jerking this whole thing. It's strategically planned 5 years down the road. Oh, next thing you know, China is creating a network, and then another 5 more years, they create a pandemic to weaken our economy. They create all these things. And next thing you know, they're building infrastructure. They're establishing the Shanghai Cooperation Organization to lead the charge for Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa movement, which they're recruiting other countries, by the way, over 150 of them. And what the scariest part is, Mexico is interested in partnering with the BRICS. If we lose Mexico to if we lose Mexico to the NAFTA or the MCA agreement, what does that do to America? So there is a lot of uncertainty. So let's look at the chart of gold right now and silver. If you look at gold has skyrocketed over 10% this year. The markets are fairly down. Silver has skyrocketed as well, and they had the best month in over 2 years. In March, it went up about 18%. So year to date, silver is up close to 11%. I like silver. I like silver. Silver is great. I have silver bars here, kind of heavy, right? But you're going to see precious metals have one of the best years. As all this gets kinked out, you're going to see a lot of media on this, guys. But look it up. You can look up the Belt Road Incentive map and look at all the countries that are unifying to do commerce without America. They're just sick and tired of America and its leader and us bullying them for so many years. It's like a jealousy factor, and they're sending us this, and we're sending them garbage, a dollar that is weakening. So with our covenant process, I still believe in a third into precious metals, a third into assurance contract, and a third into treasuries. If our treasuries go down, we don't have an America. And quite frankly, I still believe in America. I still believe in America. I'm not folding my guns. I'm not laying my guns down. My father and many of you guys fought for our country. I believe in that spirit. I believe in American capitalistic society. I believe that God says in his word that he'll never leave us, never forsake us. I truly believe that. And it's time to rise up. It's time to bring the spirit of capitalism back to America. This is the only way we can beat this, through God's sovereignty, his precious blood, and having a spirit of enterprise. So there is a lot of things going on right now. A lot of things with Trump getting arraigned, and now Stormy Daniels has to pay him back over $122,000, and he's been awarded $600,000 for defamation right off the bat. I believe he's going to get away, but talking with some insiders is they're going to try to keep on doing this till election so that he doesn't run, or he can't run. They want to lock him up so he can't run, because the evil Luciferians, the left, Hillary, stupid face Biden, they all love China, and they want to create this new world order, and they know that Trump is trying to stop it because he is for America. Now, we've had our disagreements with Trump, but he's the only one fighting right now that I can say that he's not a rhino. It's a lot of distractions. All of this is going on. And what is America doing about this to respond? Well, they have the SWIFT program. The SWIFT program is an electronic cross-border payment that the banks use in order to send wires and payments. So this is another reason why people like XRP, because XRP creates a new type of technology through Ripple, which is a cryptocurrency. Pretty interesting project there. However, I really believe that the banking system will create their own system within itself. But what happens is, guys, is that the SWIFT program is an old technology, and they're really the countries are really pissed off because we still control the SWIFT system. They are wanting to create their own electronic border payments. The BRICS are. So if they create this own border payments, how is that going to compare to ours? The dollar could go down more and more. What I was getting at is that all of this distractions, Trump getting arrested, arraigned, and the Stormy Daniels deal, and there's really no... They don't even know like what the charges are, and they're felonies, right? So and they're going after business records. So it is just a complete witch hunt. All of this is happening while the Fed Now program comes in. Meaning they're using COVID-like vaccine language. It's safe, it's effective. It's going to be convenient. You're going to want to do it. It's optional. Digital dollars here, man. It's here. And they already want you to implement it and adopt it. Just look up Fed Now Reserve and you will see the garbage that they're talking about. But no one's talking about this. We're talking about BRICS. We're talking about crashing dollars. We're talking about Trump getting arrested. We're talking about Stormy Daniels and these derailments. Meanwhile, Congress has already released their plan. The politicians have already released their plan of going digital. Joe Biden has one of his head economists, people that believe in MMT, modern money, totalitarian, communistic, anti-capitalism. They want to go central bank everything. They don't want to deal with the big banks, the commercial lenders. They don't want to do that. They want to go central bank, one world government, one world everything, and have this communistic spirit reign over America. That's what they want, guys. So what do we do to fight? Remember, I said I will always try to give you solutions. What is the solutions here, guys? Well, first and foremost, our hope is in Christ Jesus alone. You can go down a rabbit hole. You can spend hours and hours and reading at charts and trying to find the best price on silver and gold. Yes, silver is going to be a great investment in 2023 as this dollar does take a nosedive. But we have to understand that we're for America here, guys. We don't want our ship to fail. We are becoming the little guy trying to fight, even though we're still the giant. And I believe we will continue to be the giant because all these nations can come against us. But I really believe that God has us in his hands, even though we're turning our back on God right now. And all of a sudden, like Trump was the Band-Aid, but all this was happening at a steroid speed, at a nuclear speed, when Obama got in, and he wanted just anti-God movements. He wanted to take God out of America and fake that he is a Bible-believing Christian. He's not. He's actually not. In the Muslim faith, you could actually lie. It is in the Quran. It is biblical for them to lie for the greater good of Allah. So you can say, yeah, I can go to church. I have a relationship with my pastor, Church of Christ, but you can do that in the name of Allah. So you can be whoever you want to be as long as you're lying for Allah. Just wicked, man. Completely wicked. So, anyways, we need to pray for our country. This is, I was just going to talk about Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and how I was a little kid in the industry and they taught us about this new ETF that is developing and underprivileged countries. And you can invest in them and help them out. And there was billions of dollars poured into these exchange traded funds that promoted Brazil, Russia, India, and China. But now they've taken it a step further. Now there's, in this ETFs with BlackRock, there's ESG garbage inside of BRICS. So what is fair and ethical in the eyes of the Chinese? We're funding that when we have ESG, guys. Like, this is what ESG is all about. It's about being against America. Oh, and here's the funny part. The BRICS, they are not going green. They're using fossil fuels. They're using diesel. They're using everything the American way. They're not doing solar panel electric cars and windmills and all this garbage. They're not doing that. They're straight up raw dogging it with diesel, American-made style logistics, chain and logistics. Like, they're not pro-green while they're building this, while they're building this Belt Road incentive, this Panama Canal on steroids. They want to be able to commerce without any limitations. This whole BRIC union and the Shanghai Corporation Organization wants to establish this. They also want to bring their military involved to make sure that this is headed up the right direction in the way that they want to do it. So this is what we have going against America. And because we have a weak president that wants to support them, the whole world looks at us as weak, completely weak. So what do we do to protect ourselves? Well, we need to have some exposure to precious metals. We need to have some exposures to that. As they create their own currency within the BRICS system, they're also creating a glue, and this glue is backing it up with gold, with a commodity of some sort, whether it's silver or gold, but most of them want gold. For instance, Turkey has backed up their dollar by 30%. Sri Lanka has done 50%. They want to get to an 80% concentration or 80% backup, where if their currency fails, it is going to be backed by gold. So this is what's going on, guys. Like, they literally are trying to take us out financially. That's the only way they can try to beat us, is financial. And they have a plan, and it's basically the U.S. versus the world. Like, they are going after our allies. And this BRICS is a big movement right now. So definitely you got to protect yourself by purchasing silver and gold. Gold has shot up right now, over $2,000 an ounce. It's April 6th as I'm recording this. And I honestly would recommend calling Cornerstone, which is my personal dealer. They're a Christian-based dealer. They're going to get you the best prices. They'll beat anybody. They'll beat anybody's prices. And they'll deliver right to your door. You also can invest a portion of your IRA with them as well. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of IRAs, but if you wanted to purchase one, you can just simply do that as well. But I like physical silver and gold for a portion of your liquid assets. Now, cash, for what it's worth, I still like cash because they want to impose this digital system. When you use cash, you're fighting against this digital system. The government simply just wants to trace you and control you. And then FedNow you, which FedNow is the electronic tracking. So if they don't like the way you are acting on Twitter, push a button, silence. Oh, you're not wearing a face mask to your school? We'll push that button and we'll freeze his accounts. Oh, you were near January 6th during that time at Dunkin' Donuts? Push a button. We don't like you. Oh, you were on Rumble Talking against who again? Biden? Yeah, we'll push a button. We'll cancel you. So this is what the Fed Now program is all about. You're going to church with our government blockchain-driven car. Why are you going to church? There's no need for church. You need to worship us. Button. Fed Now program. Shut his account down. You didn't take the vaccine. Button. You can't go and shop. This is where it's headed. I mean, it's headed. Elon Musk wants to establish brain chips that will be tied to the blockchain on everything that if you're thinking. So if you're thinking out of line, button, Fed Now program. So yes, I do like silver. I like gold. I like cash, like straight up cash. You use it with your local businesses. You help them out. You actually save in credit card terminal fees and taxes. So use cash. There's nothing wrong with that. I like credit unions. I like smaller banks. These bigger banks, believe it or not, a lot of them are tied to this New World Order, and they do promote these Luciferian investments that don't agree with us, with our values. I don't like the big banks. They're more riskier to the credit risk. Go smaller. I also don't like doing business with Target and Walmart. Like, even to the hand sanitizers, to the candles we burn, to pretty much everything that we use in our home is killing us. They're Procter & Gamble. They are all part of this Luciferian agenda. There's chemicals in there that literally will harm you. I didn't know that a Clorox wipe, cleaning your child's high chair where they eat, you literally can't wash your children's or any food services for that matters, because there's harsh chemicals in them that they would, if their food touches that plate or the high chair, they're eating it. It causes some severe damages to their bodies. Like, it is bad. So this is why I recommend going pro-America on everything, non-toxic. We need to start shopping American. We need to start building America back. You have to understand this concept to get it. Like, everybody here needs to fight. Everybody here needs to vote for the next conservative that believes in pro-America, that keeps America first. You need to defend yourselves with some precious metals, not all your assets, but some of it. You need to buy American in any way possible, guys. Please. Our country needs your help. So if you want to visit switchmyproductsusa.com, I've started a self-sponsored program where we created a network of the biggest online wellness retailer. You don't need to go to Target. You don't need to go to Walmart. You simply just go to switchmyproductsusa.com. Watch the quick little webinar on how you can just buy things that non-toxic from American companies. Little by little, we can support America. Please do that. That would, all the proceeds that do come from that actually help our podcast. And I just want to be able to continue to speak truth, to speak the news, to give my opinion on it. Our show has grown tremendously. We get clients calling all the time, and we want to do what's right for them. And we want to promote America, not just your money, but we want to promote America as well in what we consume and what we believe in. And so if that's you, give us a call. If you need help with your retirement, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com. And we really, really appreciate the support and the love that you guys have given us. It's been an amazing ride. But yes. Next podcast, we're going to talk about tax-free income, because while all this is happening, the government still wants to tax the heck out of you in your retirement. They got to tax you in order to keep the country solvent. So that's another discussion we'll have. But I want to tell you about a program, the Never Tax Me strategy, that we can actually help your IRAs pay the taxes on it using use a financial institution's money to pay for the taxation and convert it into a tax-free bucket. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. However, be on the lookout for the pricing of gold and silver. You want to buy at an all-time low, as close to it, about 25% of the all-time low. You want to sell at an all-time high, about 25% of it. So if you're getting into gold and silver, the main thing you need to know is that it is a traded commodity. So I don't mind you guys getting into it, but you need to sell it when it's time to sell. And most of people, they won't sell it. They'll just keep on riding it and riding it and riding it. But call our friends at Cornerstone, 888-747-3309. They're a God-fearing company. They'll put Bible scriptures on your silver or your gold. And we highly, highly recommend them. Mention that you learned it from us. We do get a little referral bonus from it to help support the show. And more importantly, I just pray for our country, guys. Pray for our country. Spend time in the Word every single day, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or before you go to bed. The Holy Spirit will give you guidance. He'll give you comfort. We get a lot of calls of people that have a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that trust the money in their bank account more than they trust God. If that's you, I rebuke that spirit. However, we also care about you, and we want to make sure that you get the best information possible. With that being said, I wanted to share a quick little video here, changing subjects. As you guys know, I went to Rhode Island to take my son to an ice hockey tournament. In our ice hockey tournament, we lost every single game. Those guys are really good. But my son did score. He scored an amazing goal. I didn't get it on video, but I did get one really cool thing. This kid, there was a kid that was really snobby and talking a lot of junk to my son's teammates, and my dad and I told my son, "Hey, I want you to play tough hockey. If they're bothering you, play tough." Well, he literally took that, and if you can play the video now of him skating, he literally checks this kid, knocks him out, and he's a big boy, knocks him out into another dimension, and he gets a penalty for it. So I was really proud of him for standing up for him, and it's the only sport where you can be violent and get away with it, right? But here's that video, and I just wanted to say I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the ability to help my son out. I'm grateful to spend time with my family and be a dad to them. Anyways, with that being said, guys, if you are concerned about your retirement, give us a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com. Stay tuned for our next episode. We'll be out this weekend, or you can catch me on Stu's show on the Money Minute. Also, if you are interested in learning about our process, go to americafirstretirementplan.com. We do have webinars there. They're pre-recorded, so you can just go in anytime now and download our guide. And you can also make an appointment there, and either myself or one of my consultants will call you, and we will teach you how to strategically step away from the control of the IRS and get you tax-free retirement in your retirement if it's suitable for you, or if you just want to keep it safe. So our covenant process, a little bit of precious metals, a little bit of managed money, and obviously a third or more into an insurance contract that guarantees your principal. Not everything has to be in the stock market. You don't need to lose to the stock market. So that is kind of old news. With that being said, guys, I've talked way too much. God bless you. And also don't forget about switchmyproductsusa.com. Visit them to start shopping American. God bless. Bye-bye.